Good morning, Monmouth. Today is February 19th, 2025, and it is a B-Day here at Monmouth Regional. The students' first faculty basketball game is back. It will be on Friday, February 28th at 6 o'clock p.m. Come out and support the seniors as they take on the faculty team. Who will win? You'll just have to attend to find out. Welcome, everyone, to the Culture Lab podcast. We will be presenting a series of podcasts and videos for our project for No Hate in the Garden State. All podcasts and videos will be presented by the students from Culture Lab. And here are some clips from our second episode with Mr. Nappy talking about the history of Black History Month.
Here I am to talk about Black History Month. As a history teacher, I wanted to just give a little bit of perspective about where this came from. So it really all stems from a guy by the name of Carter G. Woodson. Mimi, who's Carter G. Woodson?
I have no idea.
As does unfortunately many students who come through. Carter G. Woodson's an amazing individual. He was born with his parents enslaved. Denied an education as a child, and he becomes the second person ever to graduate from Harvard University with a PhD.
Wow.
And that PhD is in studying what was known as the African diaspora. And essentially, he becomes the first ever doctor of African American history. Africans arrived in the New World in 1619, but no one actually studied this history until Carter G. Woodson in 1916. He's the one who pronounced what first started as Negro History Week and eventually grew into Black History Month. And really important, he didn't ask anybody if we were going to celebrate that week. He proclaimed it. He said, this is what's going to happen. Because Carter G. Woodson understood something that's kind of central to the celebration of Black History Month, that when you don't have anyone actually studying this history and researching what happened, we don't understand what took place during that period of time. We have to remember that history is a bunch of different stories from a bunch of Woodson set out to start to fill in the gaps of Black experience in America, of all the ways that they contributed to this. And really his goal wasn't to put one group of people ahead of another, solely focus in on one group over somebody else. His argument was that the only way we would ever truly understand our history is if we actually talked about all of our history. And that's the inclusion. Can you tell me any meaningful contribution by an African American in Tinton Falls?
Not really. I don't know.
That's kind of sad to think about that.
Really
But this is exactly what Carter G. Woodson was talking about. It's not that African Americans didn't make a huge contribution to Tinton Falls. They did in a lot of meaningful ways. I'm sure many of you have been to MJ's. If you take a look behind MJ's, the foundation of MJ's, which was originally a grist mill, was built by enslaved Africans. You may not know this about Tinton Falls, but Tinton Falls was the first and the largest African slave plantation in New Jersey at the time. 76 Africans were brought here from Barbados and enslaved by Lewis Morris. They built an ironworks, they built a grist mill, they literally built this town. And yet, even sitting here today in 2025, I can't tell you when they won their freedom. I can't tell you what happened to many of them. I'll hold up this book for you because this is the history of Eatontown and Fort Monmouth. This is literally the only book on Eatontown history that exists, that is out there. And in this entire book, which is 127 pages, African Americans show up on one page, only page of Black history in the Eatontown book. Not because it doesn't exist, not because many of the things that you're looking at when you walk around town weren't built by Black people or contributed by people who were here at the time, but if nobody writes the history, nobody knows the history. And that, unfortunately, is one of the most important lessons from Black history.
Thank you, Mr. Natty, for giving us that information.
Thank you. And happy Black History Month, everybody.
Thank you all for tuning in. And if you're interested in listening to the whole podcast, please scan this QR code to be sent to our podcast link along with all the other episodes. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you all later. Order your yearbook now. Reminder that the price will continue to increase as the year goes on, so make sure you order yours ASAP.
Congratulations to Xavier, Anthony, Sam, Hannah, Danae, and Ella for competing at the New Jersey HOSA Regional Conference at Kean University last week. Great job, everyone.
Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day, and we will see you all tomorrow.